Hey guys and gals, Arizona Rider here. I just made a little vlog riding through the mountain here, and I just started this recording right after that one. Anyway, this is kind of a vlog I wanted to make today because today is Memorial Day, and it's not a Memorial Day vlog. I'm not making a remembrance vlog or something. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but the reason I'm making this today is if you guys remember in that one video I made about my first motorcycle crash where I crashed doing the wheelie, I said that I might make a video about my big motorcycle crash. Well, I figured this was a good day to make that video. I'm gonna kill the music. Good day to make the video just because exactly 1 year from today, and actually what time is it? Okay, so in like 4 hours, 1 year from today in like 4 hours, I had my big motorcycle crash, and this was the big one that landed me in the hospital and changed my life forever, honestly. So I thought I'd go ahead and just, I'll go ahead and make that vlog right now. Yeah, like I said, I was 18 at the time, and 1 year ago from today, I'm 19 now, and it was on my 2006 Honda Shadow 750. I was out in the Yarnell area, which I'm sure if you're from Arizona, I know you've heard of Yarnell just because of the 19 firefighters. But it's in between Congress and Prescott. I lived in Prescott at the time, and I was out there riding through because it's the best twisties in Arizona. Scary shit, honestly, but the best twisties in Arizona. And I was on my way, and I was having some lunch at the Frog Rock Grill. If you pass by the area, you know what Frog Rock is. It's that big rock painted like a frog. But I was having lunch over there, and I got a call because my bike was up for sale on Craigslist. And the guy calls me and he wants to come check out my bike, and I said, okay, I'm in Yarnell right now, but I can be back in Prescott in like an hour or two. So I'm on my way back to Prescott to sell this bike, and I am riding safe. This entire day I was riding safe. I had a big jacket on, a full face helmet, all that good stuff, gloves. I didn't have no riding boots on or riding pants, and I was minding my speed. And I remember about a mile before the accident happened, because I don't remember any of the accident. I hit the ground and I don't remember shit. But I remember about the mile before the accident, and the last thing I remember was passing this Prius, which actually was one of the people that pulled over to help me once I got in the accident, because she was going rather slow. I mean, this wasn't like I wasn't flying through the canyons fucking doing 60-mile-per-hour fucking peg scrapes. This was just an average day of riding, and I was just going through on my way back to Prescott to sell the bike. So I'd say I remember the mile before it. I don't really remember anything else, so I got to skip right ahead to the next thing I remember, which was I remember waking up, and I felt like I was waking up just like normally, like how you wake up in the morning. And I remember I took my helmet off and my gloves off, and I was out. I mean, I was fucked up. I was just out on the side of the road and laying in there in the desert. And I remember, yeah, I was subconsciously, I took off my helmet and gloves, and I think I went out for a few more minutes or so. I don't know how long. And then I remember I woke up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why the fuck am I laying out here in the desert? And you know, it took me such a long time to figure out, because eventually I figured out, oh shit, I was probably in an accident. So, you know, obviously when people started to gather around, I had figured it out. I was in an accident, and it was so difficult to breathe. I didn't know what was wrong with me yet. I still had all my arms and legs, I'm sure, because I made a look. I checked. I felt my arms. I felt my legs. I felt my whole body. I didn't get any blood or anything, so I felt I was good. But I was laying there, and it was so hard to breathe. And I'm sure I had such a high amount of adrenaline running through my body that I didn't even notice what was wrong with me. But so I'm just laying there, and the Prius that I passed, the car that I passed, actually had a nurse inside of it. So she stopped and she was helping me out. Basically the whole thing, don't move your neck, don't move your head. And I was laying there for what seemed like an hour, you know, while the ambulance came. And I'm laying there, and it's so hard to breathe. Eventually it gets better. I was actually worried I was gonna suffocate because of how hard it was to breathe, but I'm fine. They call the ambulance. Eventually, you know, this guy starts holding my neck because I wanted to move my head around, you know, and see what the fuck happened. So he held my head down so I couldn't move my neck, because that's how you kill yourself, is when your shit's broken and you move your neck around. That'll kill you right there. But Yeah, so I wait there for what seems like an eternity, and the ambulance gets there, and they pick me up on this white board, which hurt like a bitch when they picked me up to put me on that. So they put me on this white board and they lift me into the ambulance. And is that an S1000RR? Oh, I fucking love that bike. It is an S1000RR. That's my dream bike right there, guys. Fucking love that bike. But yeah, so they lift me in the back of the ambulance. I was so afraid they were gonna drop me because I'm a big guy, and that was a tiny little white board. That was actually pretty flexible too, but it's made for that, I guess. So they lift me up there, and they put me in the ambulance, and they cut off all my clothes, of course. I think those kids just thought I was flashing gang signs or something. So they cut off all my clothes and shit, and the nurse starts doing her thing, injected me with a whole bunch of shit. I'm pretty faded right now, like, after all the shit they inject me with. I'm just sitting there, and this nurse is working on me in the back of this fucking, this ambulance, right? And I'm in the ambulance for what seems like another 30 minutes or so, and like I'm just fucked up. I don't even give a shit what they do to me at this point. So they go ahead. After a while of sitting in the ambulance takes off, and I don't know where we're going. I'm just fucking like, yeah, just get me out of here. So I take off in the ambulance, and we're in the ambulance for, I want to say, less than 10 minutes, maybe 6 minutes or so, and they stop again, and I hear what's outside. It's a fucking helicopter. I'm like, ah, oh, fuck, they're gonna airlift me. So they airlift me, they put me in the helicopter. I remember staring up. The helicopter was yellow. I remember staring up because I'm on the white board again, just, you know, they're carrying me. I remember seeing the helicopter blades pass, thinking, oh shit, look at this fucking shit. I don't remember hardly any of this, guys, but I'm just trying to get my best memory. So I'm in the helicopter, and they lift off, and how do I fucking put it? I was out most of the helicopter. I remember I spit out something solid in the helicopter, which actually turned out to be part of my tooth, because I fucked up a whole bunch of teeth. They were all fucking broken and shit. So I remember spitting out part of my tooth, which I didn't even know was part of my tooth at the time. So most of the helicopter ride, I'm out. They ended up airlifting me to John C. Lincoln Hospital North Mountain. And so they airlift me there, and they take me out, and they put me in this the operating, no, not the operating, it was like, I don't know what kind of room it is. I guess it was part of the ER. It wasn't the ICU yet. So they put me in this room, and they have the nurses. They're all, you know, I'm in a neck brace. They're all working on me and shit, and this cop is there, and he wants a whole bunch of information. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not giving you shit. I just told him, well, I honestly couldn't give him shit because I don't remember shit, so I couldn't tell the cop anything, and I wouldn't have anyway, because even if it's totally not my fault, just, they would have fucked me over somehow. They would have, you know, just don't talk to the police. That's the basis of that. But so they took me out, and they put me in there, and my mom was waiting there, because it must have taken us 40 minutes or so. They airlifted from Yarnell to Phoenix. So how do I put it? So yeah, my mom was there. Of course, she was all worried, but of course she thought she was gonna come pick up a corpse, but I was fine. I was like, oh hi mom. she's even there telling me, don't say anything to the cop guy. So yeah, and then they took me to the ICU. They told me, I think they didn't, I don't remember ever speaking to a doctor, but I'm sure my parents did. My mom, I don't think I saw my dad for a while, but what happened was I ended up fracturing my spine. My spleen and liver were fucking damaged. There's a cop up here. Fuck this bastard. There's a cop up here. Yeah, so sorry. I ended up fracturing my spine, breaking a bunch of teeth, hurt my spleen. They were actually thinking they were gonna cut out my spleen for like the first few nights. So I wasn't allowed to eat or drink anything, which was horrible because I was laying in the desert with like a fucking jacket on, so I was thirsty as fuck. But yeah, I couldn't have any water or anything, because if they have to do surgery on you, they need, you know, your stomach clear. So I ended up not being able to fucking eat or drink anything. Of course, I was actually cheating the nurse. I set up some deal with the nurse. She would let me sip water if I spat it back out. Like that shit they have at the dentist where they suck it back out of your mouth. But I ended up just drinking everything she gave me. So she didn't let me do that no more. She was an incredibly nice nurse. But yeah, they took me to the ICU and I was in there for, I don't even remember, 1 or 2 days. I had the room at the end of the hall and I'm just sitting there with my legs open in my underwear, and one of the nurses comes up and was like, okay, we gotta cover you up. Fucking funny shit. But yeah, they had to turn me over every once in a while so you don't get like bed sores and shit, which sucked because I had a fucking fractured spine, so that hurt like hell. And then they moved me back to the normal rooms. They weren't going to cut out my spleen or do anything to my liver. I tell you, if I would have fucked my liver up though, I would have been, I mean, that would have fucked you up. I would have been hooked up to like a big machine and everything, because when people fuck up the livers, they're fucked. But yeah, so they put me in there. I had to do physical therapy every once in a while. They gave me a back brace, which is awesome because yeah, so I got out of the hospital and I actually just ended up living down here in Phoenix. I never went back to Prescott, so that's how I live. Why I live here in Phoenix is just because that's where I got airlifted to. Anyway, so I still hadn't finished high school at the time, so as soon as I was able to sit upright like I am right now, I went out and bought this Harley. That's how I judged when I had recovered from the accident, is when I could ride again. So I went out and bought this Harley, and I rode it around with the back brace on for like a few months. Riding around with the back brace on. I thought I was never going to be able to stand up straight again without a brace, but I'm fine now. But so I rode up to Prescott like 2 or 3 times a week to go finish high school because I needed help with my math homework, and I was in the online program, but they had a teacher that will help you. So I rode up to Prescott from Phoenix twice a week, which is like a 100-mile trip, in a fucking back brace on this Harley. So this Harley and me have been through some time together. And there's a cop right there, and I just sped by real quick, so I'll slow down right there. He knows I was going fast. Fuck him. But yeah, so that's how I actually ended up, when I got here to Phoenix, I was like, okay, where the fuck have I worked? Where can I apply for a job? And I thought, oh, the hospital. So I applied at John C. Lincoln North Mountain Hospital for a job, which they didn't give to me. So I ended up working at John C. Lincoln North, or not North Mountain, but Deer Valley Hospital, and I worked there for like 5 months or so. And then I quit, and now I'm a student at MMI. Well, I mean, that accident changed my life. Everything in my life got changed around. I started actually working towards school, fucking everything. Whole new friends, whole new world. I mean, it just changed my life completely. So that's my story, guys. I'm gonna head home now. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.